What is going on, everyone? And welcome in here to the Oregon Idaho post-game live show for the third season now. With me, second with Spaz. And it's good to see all of you people back here. Oh God. I don't even know what to say.
Poor Texas A&M.
I know. I saw that. And I'm like, give me something good today, but I don't even know it. This all I can say with the Oregon game is
we won.
It just makes me I have to have another. I don't know what to say about this game. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I think a lot of people are feeling that right now.
Yeah.
I know Timothy Hill here said it earlier. It's like a win is a win. No, a win is a win was last year at Texas Tech.
Yes.
When I was in the stands and I was like, this is stressful. That was more of a win is a win. I don't know how you feel, Spaz. In some ways, this was a loss.
I feel disgusted right now.
I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. And I think anyone who's ever seen me talk about the Ducks, I am always trying to find a positive. And tonight, I just don't know. I don't know
the defense.
Well, and I want to start because everyone else starts with positives. I want to start with the fucking negatives because this reminded me of the Georgia game a couple years ago. In a way,
yeah.
In a way, it reminded me of the Georgia game. And I actually want to start with the negatives, but I want to give full compliment to Idaho. Idaho, we said Idaho is not a bad FCS team. They are a solid FCS team. They're not like an elite, but they're a solid FCS team. And
number 7 right now, and they're probably going to move up after this performance.
Yeah, and they said, hey, you're the number 3 ranked team in the FBS. We're coming for you. And they did. They brought it as hard as they could. But let's just be honest. They brought it as hard as they could. So I give full props to Idaho and that coaching staff. Because if they do that in the FCS in the Big Sky, sheesh. They have no problems. They're going to make the playoff, you know. And yeah, Mark, yeah, that was tough to watch. That was tough to watch. That's why I don't want to even start with positives because there are too many different things that we have to go over. And so yes, a win is a win at the end of the day, but I'm sorry, 24-14 over Idaho and a touchdown was scored 2.5 minutes left in the game?
Yeah.
Make it 24-14.
It was 17-14 with 5:52 to go in the game.
No, that's a win is a win, but that's not a win. That's a loss in my book.
Well, and you know, let me put it to you this guy. Fire Edits down here in the chat is 100% dead on. Will Stein did not leave the quick game part of his book. Everything was underneath, cross, slant. There was no deep throws. Dylan Gabriel didn't run the ball at all. There was no play action. It was generic 101 high school offensive play game.
There was the one deep shot to Evan Stewart in the end zone. Gabriel overthrew it by like a foot and a half or something like that. It was pretty decent coverage, but yes, everything else was the same kind of thing. So I don't know if they were just testing shit, but yeah, Mark said 107 rushing yards. They had moments where the rushing was good, and then they had moments where the rushing was just awful. And Idaho, I do feel like they were blitzing a lot of the game. They were bringing 5-6 guys because they felt they could push it around. And that's why I say the negative is the fucking O-line is garbage right now. I thought that would be a better strength of ours. But right now, whatever the alignment is they have is awful. It's not going to work.
You've got some injury. There's a lot of key points in that offensive line. You've got a couple of injuries. So you've got some guys moved around. Poncho's playing right guard right now, right tackle. Charlie Pickard's starting center right now because Bedford out. However, with seeing Bedford on the practice field the last couple of days, I think you could maybe see him next week or possibly the Beaver game. So that injury isn't looking as severe as it was a week ago when they were telling us it could be weeks before he comes back. Now that we've seen him on the playing field, that on the practice field, and he looks fine. So I'm not too worried there. I think they're trying some different schemes, some different things. You're playing an FCS school. You're not really bringing your top playbooks out because you're not really thinking you're going to need it. So, again, the play calling was very conservative, which was pointed out here by a couple of different people. The O-line, Johnny Cornelius had two or three
penalties. Yeah, 2 or 3 penalties on him. Yeah.
Two that caused drives to kill. We moved the ball offensively. We just penalties in key drive moments. 2 short 4th down misses again is kind of concerning. Going back to last year, we're not having a very good odds on making 4th down attempts. And we were 7 of 13 3rd down. We had almost 600 yards of total offense.
Yes.
24 points. I mean,
yeah, team stats.
We had just over 500, I think, actually.
Team stats, we had I had another screen up. Nope, no, 487.
Okay, so almost 500 yards. And 380 of that was Dylan Gabriel. But again, it was just the little 5-yard check downs. Everybody wants to talk about Bo Nix check downs. Those are some serious check down, 3-yard crossing slants. Just, I didn't understand it.
And again, this is why I go back immediately to the O-line has some problems right now because, again, like you say, Poncho was starting a different position because they were starting Picard. I think I just pronounced that correctly. I might have misspoke. Yeah. Who is a walk-on. And all due respect to him, he's a walk-on from Portland over Poncho. I think you might need to – they're going to have to do some adjustment to this line because that line – Gabriel was under a lot of pressure. Gabriel got sacked, 3 times?
3 times and pressured a couple more.
When did Nix get sacked 3 times all of last year? Within 6 games? 6, 7 games? That's what it took to get to 3 sacks even? Today was 3 sacks against Idaho.
Yeah. So there's some concern there.
Yeah. That's my point. But at the same time, like some of the chat is saying, I think this game was eye-opening where you say maybe they're trying some different things, different alignment. After that Georgia game a couple years ago, they made huge adjustments offensively, like player position and how they line up, and it made a huge difference. And so I could definitely, hopefully, we'll see a difference. We're going to get, obviously, Boise State next week, who they did win, I believe, today. I didn't see the final score, but they were struggling with Georgia Southern.
They were struggling, but they had almost 800 yards of offense.
That's struggling, though. If you have 800 yards of offense,
their two running backs. One had, I think it was 21 attempts for 267 yards and 6 scores. The other back had 12 touches for 120 something yards, and their quarterback passed for 280 yards. That's concerning.
Yeah. Well, and again,
but our defense wasn't particularly the issue in my book today at all.
No, I think the defense did basically almost everything they could. The offense just kept letting them down.
Yeah, offense just could not sustain drives. They couldn't keep the momentum going
or finish it.
Yeah, it was, I feel sorry for those guys tonight because I have a feeling that Daddy Dan is going to have some ass chewings in the locker room.
I mean, when your defense has 2 turnovers, only gives up 217 yards,
and you only beat an FCS team by 10, yeah.
That's not your defense. Your defense did everything they could.
Your defense was the MVP, hands down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Got pressure on their quarterback, and in the end, you sent their quarterback to the locker room. You hurt their starting quarterback at the end of the game.
Yeah, the defense. I was happy with the defense. I was fine with the defense. Totally fine with the defense.
Hey, Captain, welcome in
again. And the running backs they had their moments, which is a lot on the O-line. It was great to see Whittington back. He had some good runs, but the O-line had no push.
No,
the O-line had no push on Idaho, which is what's troubling to me.
I'm pretty sure Bossa was be back. I was trying to. Here's Dan. Here's Dan talking now. Hang on, guys.
All right, Coach. Good luck. We'll talk to you next week.
I'll go ahead and mute. Oh wait, now he's back.
Yeah, I caught the very end of it.
Oh, I was like,
he did not sound very happy.
Oh no, Dan. As mentioned, Dan is going to rip him a new one. And did anyone see our new running back?
Yeah, Jay Harris. There's no. We didn't even see him.
No, they didn't put anyone new in because.
So I mean, maybe they were just trying to get through today. I don't know. I'll be interested to hear Dan on his coach's show tomorrow morning. See what he has to say.
But I told Spaz before the thing. I literally said first half. I put notes shaky first half at best, and then I stopped taking notes. I just stopped. I was like, this is just horrific to watch. I mean, this is just. It's just. Yeah. I don't know. Again, I have to just lean that it's the O-line. Plus, then Gabriel hit his hand, and I don't think that affected him. He came back strong after he hit his hand on like one defender's helmet early on in the first quarter. He came back and he seemed fine, but I mean, I don't know. I was just I don't know.
41 of 49 for 380 yards.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. I knew he's thrown for like 38, and then I looked down later and I was like, 48, Pat? What the fuck? So I don't know what they were doing. I think they said we don't trust the O-line right now.
What the fuck is on my TV right now? 14 minutes left in the first half. Arizona 14, New Mexico 14.
Well, that's a whole different thing. This is Oregon with the same coaching staff, same OC.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my thing. At this point, that's why I said I'm not gonna be overly positive at this moment because they need to seriously fix some things, because if this is what shows up next week again against a Boise State team that is gonna want to try to take you out, Boise State's probably more likely to be able to do it than Idaho.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that, as we seen with the Georgia game, a couple years ago, that things will be different.
There better be, because if I look back at this starting lineup this week and next week it's not different, I would be shocked.
Yeah, me too. Most definitely.
Because there's just something. There's just some misalignment. And again, I have to go back to the O line. Now they can move a receiver around here and there too and go, hey, maybe you're better over here. Fine, whatever. But the O line's not protecting. The O line's not opening running spots, running gaps and all that. There's just something wrong. The defense seems I'm okay with the defense. And they'll still probably make adjustments there and stuff. That's fine. But the defense is fine. I have no problems with them.
I am wrong. We had 4 guys rush the ball. Jordan James, 15 rushes, 95 yards, and a touchdown, a long of 16. Noah Winnington, 14 carries, 33 yards, a long of 8. Kenyon Sedink, 2 rushes for 5 yards. Both of them were fly sweep attempts that Idaho sniffed out instantly. And Dylan Gabriel had 3 rushes for minus 14 yards, which in theory were the 3 sacks.
The sacks. Yeah, the sacks. Yeah.
So in other words, Dylan Gabriel did not run the ball. They're at 116 yards of offense on 34 rushing attempts, 49 passing attempts. That's not Oregon football.
Yeah, which again, I think in this one you could have said they were specifically not wanting him to run, because obviously we were expecting more from Bo Nix, but they decided not to run because they didn't need to. But maybe they're holding it. I don't know. And I know it did feel like an air raid offense. I was like, dude, we're supposed to be running the ball. This is Idaho.
Yeah, you're supposed to be trying to. Yeah, you're supposed to be trying to build the trenches, and maybe it's because of the way the line they had to start. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe the Bedford's going to be back next week, which would be ahead of schedule, and they were just trying to get through today.
But they almost didn't.
Yeah,
either. That's the problem. But they did get through the day. So granted, and I like how Troy is always stalking me. He goes from one live stream talking shit to me in chat, another live stream.
Yeah.
Then he'll come to this one, talk shit to me. Then he'll jump on my personal live streams and talk shit to me.
Yeah.
All the time. No, it was. This was hard to watch. This was hard to watch. It was hard to watch, no matter what you want to say.
And I was up here in the chat earlier, and somebody's pointed out something about how the fact that we weren't running the ball, basically it was like they were trying to save for future games. The planning was just to be as minimal as possible, to not show. Maybe you didn't want film. You didn't want Connor Stallions to steal your game film. I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes you think they're going to put a generic game plan out, but having your quarterback get sacked 3 times and throwing 50 times doesn't sound like you're saving stuff. It sounds like desperation.
Yeah, and it's like we no Jay Harris. Why are we getting Jordan James and Noah Winnington? That's it. Nobody else. No Jordan Lamar. No Jay Harris. No depth was used in the running game. Not really a lot of depth in the receiving game. Justice Lowe caught 1 pass. Herbert caught 2. Casper had 1.
Kez
had 12 catches for 81 yards.
Not why isn't I now I gotta go to the stats here because his name is escaping me. I don't know why. It's stupid that I'm forgetting his name.
So you had Ferguson and Johnson at 19 of the 41 receptions.
Yeah, Casper had the 1 nice catch. It was in
one catch for 20
it was
yards.
in the first quarter, yeah, for 21 yards on that corner, on the nice corner route. He had one good catch. That was it.
Our longest play was 24 yards, period. What?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Tony, yeah, we used a fullback for the first time and scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
it just scored a touchdown. So it was like they lined up a fullback. What the hell? It was an interesting new wrinkle in formation. Some of that could be some hiccups with a different style of offense. Now they're trying to change things, but I mean, like, I don't. I was just blown away. The O line.
Okay, Captain. I thought they said he looked great in the spring game, so I don't know what the hell Lanning's talking about. Because I was at the spring game and he looked great.
Well, maybe he just maybe it's with the play calling. He has problems lining up sometimes in this style. I don't know. I don't know. We're not the coaching staff,
right?
Because he did look good. I was impressed. I was like, I want to see this guy. Maybe they're holding him. He doesn't have a red shirt or anything, so it's not like they're wasting a red shirt if they use him. He doesn't have it, so they can put him in anytime they want. So if they don't want to put him in, they don't want to put him in. But yeah, and it really, for me, it all comes down to O-line, because Gabriel getting sacked that much, pressured that much, causing errant throws, forcing things, having to do a lot of checkdowns, even swinging all the swing passes and screens. That says your O-line's not holding up. Your running game was atrocious. I mean, their running game was not good. Obviously, they only had 49 yards, so that's good for the defense. But us only having 107 yards rushing, that's bad.
That's concerning. It's extremely concerning for a team the last 3 years has averaged 250 to 300 a game. 200 a game.
I thought we were going to see 300 yards rushing today.
So did I. I thought we'd see close to 600-700 yards offense. Not. I mean, go to our score predictions. Mine was what, 50?
I won. I won. I think. I have. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, what was I, 56 to 10 or some shit?
No, get the fuck out of here. I hate you so much. You beat me by like 4 points. You were 52 to 10. I was 62-13.
Oh, wow.
Fuck you.
But still, I mean, look at both of our predictions.
Shut up, Beavers. Those uniforms you wore earlier were atrocious. Those throwback uniforms you wore. I couldn't even watch that game. It was so ugly. The Beavers throwing shade as usual. Your official score prediction was sorry, I just kind of skimmed over it. 52-10. Mine was 60-13. But regardless,
what was Tony's?
Who?
Didn't we put Tony and a couple other people's scores down too?
Well, we put them down, but I didn't write them down.
Oh, you didn't write them down?
No, not theirs. I just wrote down our show
You're
host.
Supposed to.
No, I'm not.
Because they get a prize if they win.
They get a prize of nothing. We're poor, broke shits on this show. What are you talking about? We don't make money over here.
They get a free membership to MarkRogersTV.
Well, that's unfortunate. I didn't write it down. Why did I write? Oh God. Okay, I gotta stop drinking. I started writing tomorrow's Sunday night show highlights on the score prediction page.
Nice.
Notes for tomorrow night. I started writing on the wrong page. Wow. Yeah, this is what happens when this game is that stressful. So anyways, you win this week, Spaz, I think by at least 2 or 3 points at the end of the day. So good job. You piece of shit.
Yeah, we had twice as many yards as Ohio State. And they scored 52 points.
Yeah, and that looked like a struggle fest for the first quarter.
The first half was awful, and then they just turned it on. And that's what I thought we were going to do. I was like, 14-0, whatever, Not.
Oh yeah, and Iowa scored almost twice as much. They scored 40 points, and
Yeah,
the
they
first
scored 40 points.
the first half it was
Iowa.
like the first half it was 6-0 Iowa, and I was like, "Huh, that offense!" And then they put up 40. Now was that defense too? I don't know. Their defense and stuff, but
No,
still,
that was mostly offense. Cade McNamara had a nice game. He had 3 touchdowns, and yeah.
don't ask Hummus. It doesn't matter.
That's not what somebody else said earlier, Hummus. But whatever.
Yeah, don't ask. It doesn't matter. I'm pulling out the hard stuff tonight because that was
Tony. Iowa's ahead of Oregon in scoring offense.
Wow, Tony, are you trying to kill me tonight? Why would you bring that type of thing up? Why are you just trying to?
No.
Are you just trying to kill me?
Can you imagine Erica tomorrow night?
I'm not letting her on the show. I'm not letting her on the show. That's. Oh, I was saying over 400 yards. We had almost 400 yards passing. Yeah, we had over 500. But yeah, that's. Yes.
Yeah, the fumble by Dylan. Yeah, that killed another drive because we were inside the 20.
Yeah, that was another one. I mean, I'm not gonna blame Sappington for the missed field goal because he'd never hit from over 50, and they tried him from like 51. He missed it.
Yards, yeah,
he missed it. So I'm not gonna blame him for that one. He hit the one he was supposed to. Yeah, he hit the one he was supposed to. So I'm not gonna blame for that one missed field goal. But yeah, the fumbles and that was. All of those things were just killers.
The other thing we talked on a few weeks ago was how different is this offensive line going to react to a left-handed quarterback?
That's what I brought up on Tuesday. I said, is this going to make a huge difference? Generally, it shouldn't. Well, but are we starting to see that issue maybe a little bit?
A piece of that could be an issue.
Because there were some throws where the guys were open and he just kind of threw behind them or really low. But again, some of that could be a mix of pressure or having to step up or try to step up. There's a bunch of things, and that staff is better be analyzing film immediately.
Yeah, I just got to ask why. Why did you only basically use 2 running backs? You're against an FCS team. You've got Daquan Riggs. You got 6 other guys in that running back room that can play these first couple of games and not have to worry about burning a red shirt. Why weren't they? Are they that sloppy in practice that you're not using anybody? I did not understand the offensive play calling today.
It seemed very vanilla. But that's what you say about spring games.
Yeah, and it's exactly what it felt like. And I was like, Jesus Christ! I was telling my wife, I'm like, fuck! I was at the spring game, and that was better than this crap.
Yes, everyone here who now is coming into troll, that's fine. A win. It's done with. We 100% agree. We are not supporting the team right now. We are trying to trash talk our own team because that was abysmal.
We're not trash talking. We're just putting our concerns out there.
But what we saw was abysmal.
Look like the team that we've been projected to be, and it was not the team that I saw, 3 months ago at the spring game. It just, I was like, where the spring team go?
And to be fairness, we've talked about spring game before where we've seen the offense struggle in the spring game, the defense look good, and we're like, does that mean the defense is better? It does turn out, but the offense still puts up 50 points a game plus. This game, though, I'm sorry, against Idaho,
24 points is not cutting.
Had they put up, if it was like, even if they would put up 45-14, I'd been like, okay, at least it wasn't a total struggle fest. But when you put up 24 and you had 2.5 minutes left when you finally put up the last 7 points, no, that's a struggle fest.
I think we'll be fine next week against Boise State. You know, no need to panic out there, everybody. I don't think it's a panic situation. We've saw Dan Lanning come back after poor performances, and the next week was major changes. And I'm sure really you were seeing generic high school spring game play calling.
Hopefully that's what we were seeing. I mean, someone said it here. Well,
when was the last time you didn't see an Oregon quarterback even attempt to scramble on a broken down pass play or anything?
Well, when was the last time we saw an Oregon quarterback throw it 50 times?
Yeah, that too.
I mean,
you're talking. I don't remember the last time an Oregon quarterback didn't at least scramble for a few yards or a first down and run out of bounds. Nothing from Gabriel. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that that's the case. I think what they're doing is they are trying to save him, but also like with Bo Nix again, he could, but they wanted to be like, you know what? Don't get injured. Don't run if you don't have to. But hopefully this is like 2022. I have a feeling they're going to make some huge adjustments.
Oh yeah, I think
they've got
a whole different team next week.
They have to. I mean, they absolutely have to. And yeah, way to go, Holmes. Good one. Good one. Golf clap. Golf clap. And it was, yeah.
If you're an Idaho fan, congratulations.
Yeah.
You guys played one hell of a game.
Yeah.
Hats off to you. You guys came to play.
I started the show by fully congratulating, like in a good positive way, the Idaho Vandals for coming to play the game. They were not taking shit. They were coming in to just do what they needed to do and take
Elijah,
it to us. And they did.
Part of that Michigan game too, and don't even blow that smoke because you guys didn't look the greatest neither. So miss me on that shit. You had to play 3 quarterbacks today, I think.
Idaho, well, they didn't have to probably, but Idaho, I actually didn't get to watch that. I had a little break there in the day, but Idaho came to play, and they did. They took it to us. I mean, I gave Idaho full props.
100.
Yeah, they've got to fix something.
Their defense was legit. They were hitting us in the mouth, and we just weren't responding. We're like, yeah. We ain't worried. We got this. We don't have to worry about you. Oh, you score your touchdown.
Well, if the coaching staff was thinking, "Hey, good job, we got this. Don't worry," then they're much more confident than we were watching that game. Let's put it that way.
Oh yes.
When they went 17-14, I was like, "Oh crap!" Like literally, like.
No, I agree with you, Jason. But that trick play was pretty good. I have to give them that.
It was. That's the one they reviewed it. That's the one they
plays in that game.
That's the one they reviewed at the end there, right? When they scored a touchdown, they were trying to see if the guy actually did a forward pass or not.
That's when it became a 17-14 game, and you're going.
Yeah. Oh, they were trying to figure out though if he had actually done a legal forward pass first and then a backward.
Right.
You know, like they were trying to figure out what was happening.
Fire. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that was Marcus Arroyo over there and not.
No, Marcus Arroyo was still called a better game. That would have just been. Well, now I can't even talk shit because Miami apparently had. Well, I mean, I watched it. Unfortunately, Miami had a good game against Florida, but
Miami looked pretty fucking good today. I'll say that.
Well, but that or Florida's just that garbage, which is also possible.
Florida is really not that garbage. They've got some nice players there. It's just Billy Napier's dog shit.
Well, that's what I mean. I was like, I think it's just Florida is actually more.
And what the fuck has Grant Mertz ever done as a quarterback?
Well, that too. You'd think of the second year though he'd be better, but
no.
Yeah. Yeah. He better not have been fucking happy in that presser. He better have not have been. I mean,
yeah, I went to catch it and trying to put this together, and I had to run to the store, Florin. And when I got back, I caught the last like 30 seconds of it, and I was like, and you could just hear his tone in his voice was not chippy like it usually is.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely. He was not happy on the sideline. I could tell that. And yeah, I expect at least 60. I wasn't going to go like 80 or something insane, but I was expecting about 60 points. I know people are talking about Washington struggling with Weber State. Washington's in a whole different world right now than Oregon should be.
Yeah. How is New Mexico playing 21 ranked Arizona in a tie game? What?
Well, but Arizona lost their coach and staff.
But they still got Fafita and McMillan. That's why
I know. I understand that, but at least you can understand Washington and Arizona where they lost coaching staff.
Oh,
Oregon
off.
Oregon is the same and just different players, but Oregon, the staff generally is the same. So we shouldn't be seeing this type of drop off,
Oh, that's my mistress.
Oh. Is that the one that was combing your hair like a cat on before we went live?
Yeah.
That's a lie. Mrs. Spaz, where are you? No. He's calling his picture his lover. That's weird. Weird. I don't know. So, yeah, the coaching staff has a lot to do this week. Dan knows it. They all know it.
And Dan's got some explaining to do. I want to know what was behind the O-line, what was behind that play calling. Were you just not trying to show anything to the Big Ten? Are you trying to just play conservative and then just punch everybody in the jaw like Alabama usually does when it comes to, I mean, let's hope that's your theory, because that was just atrocious what we saw today.
Well, again, at least it was, again, you never know. Well, I mean, hey, you might find out later in the year Idaho is the runner-up for the FCS title, and you're like this. Oh, okay. You know what?
Well,
that was a very damn good team, but at the same time, you shouldn't be struggling that much.
And like Yogi said during the game, he saw this Oregon team throughout fall camp, and he said, there's just some mental going on there right now, I think, and obviously it'll be ironed out in the next couple of weeks, and I'm sure Oregon will be fine. And Idaho is not Georgia Southern or Alabama State. Idaho in 3 years, that coach has taken Idaho into a top 10 nationally ranked FCS team, and they were bottom of the barrel, dog shit, doo-doo garbage 3 years ago when he took over that program. So that says something.
And that's it. They were coming in to win it because something a lot of people didn't notice, and fair hummus too. Yeah, game one, you never know what to make of it because you know what, Oregon's blown out so many teams before in game one, and then lost a few that they shouldn't later. So maybe this is a good starting point where the coaching staff again recalibrates. But it was an interesting note from that from the announcers, from like Yogi Roth and stuff, was that Idaho's quarterback Jack Lane is from Lake Oswego, Oregon, and they showed a photo of him as a kid with his dad and his brother at Oregon Ducks, all decked out in duck gear, and now he's the quarter playing against Oregon. So,
Boise State's not a bad team, Tony, as well. They were picked by a couple of different pundits to be the representative for the group of 5 at the end of the year. People think Oregon could play them a second time. They have Oregon and Boise State in a first round matchup in the playoffs. In some projects on the 12th team. So Boise State's going to be a big. They had, like I said, almost 700 yards of offense, almost 400 yards on the ground, and 280 through the air. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens. I mean, that's the biggest thing is this. But watching this game from the expectation of what we were looking at or what we were expecting was concerning.
Oh, another quitter. You see him? The other quitter's in here, Ben. Scroll up.
Did I miss someone? How far up do I have to
4?
scroll?
Patriots fan 1. That's quitter number 1.
Where is he? Oh. Fucking quitter. Yeah, that is quitter number 1. Yeah. Yeah, he's quitter number 1, everyone. Quitter number 1. Quitter number 1. Derek's quitter number 2 from the show.
Yeah, and Captain Hills is dead on too. That's one of the better FCS teams we've played in a while, and they came to play.
Yeah, that's all I said.
They're very well coached. Years ago, they were a dumpster fire team, and now they're one of the top 10 teams in the nation in FCS. And they're gonna move up in their rankings the way they performed today. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And we said that last week. We said Idaho's not a bad team. Like they're a decent FCS team. And
yeah,
I think today they showed that they've actually improved more. And they came to play. So again, I gave all props up. Total props to Idaho for that. And
it's okay. We love you. You're okay. You
can
come back anytime you want, but you choose to stay out there.
Yeah.
The link's in your email.
It is.
Shame to show your face. It's okay. We get it.
I always have my alcohol ready anyways.
Yeah, me too.
For good games. Even for good games.
It's all good. We miss you, fucker. Get in here. We get tired. We see each other fucking 5 times a week on the internet, I swear to God now. Between all the fucking streams Ben's got me going on now.
Hey, that's not my fault. That's your choice. I do my own like 4 different streams a week. So
I'm thinking about, I was telling everybody, I'm thinking about starting one like Wednesday or Thursday or something.
Oh, good God.
No, fuck. No, yeah, we've had you on that before. You could try. If your connection's good and your service is good, you should be fine.
How about live closer to home?
Yeah, maybe just a touch bit closer to home.
I don't know if that was a joke line or a punch line or something like that, but hey, I tried it. Spaz, it was a rough week. Week one. Is there? Yeah. I think the number 3 is fine, but I do think we're gonna. Spaz brought that up. I think we can say goodbye to number 3.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we stayed there if we don't drop 4 or 5.
I think about 5 probably,
and that's okay.
Yeah, I think about 5.
That's
fine. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, whatever.
I mean, you should theoretically drop a little bit with that.
I think so too. I am fully on board with that. I think a couple spots at least is more than fair to be like.
You were a 40-point favorite, and you won by 10.
I think you should definitely drop a couple spots. No problems with that at all.
Yeah, I think Texas and Bama will. Yep, I think Sean's right. I think Texas and Bama probably jump us because they were 4 or 5.
Yeah, I could see that. That's why I was like, I think 5. I think if we drop to 5 or something like that, I think that's perfectly fair. I think that's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we agree. A win is a win, but this was kind of a loss. Yeah, this is kind of a loss.
Yeah. Is that what is that you, Kelly, by chance? Just because it's almost like the same logo you have on Twitter. Curious. Oh, you will be on next week. Well, yeah, because it'll be 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock your time when we go on next week.
Yeah, I have to look at the game next time. Next week, I'm not worried about next week. I know it's a little bit later.
So yeah, it'd be after 11 your time, probably 11:30 your time when we go.
That's fine. I don't care. Shit, I've been on East Coast doing like 2:30 in the morning almost before. So
yeah,
it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, what time was it when you finally got back to the airport from Texas Tech? Like 12:30 in the morning.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
12:30 or something there. Yeah. Spaz, any final thoughts though on this game? Because we've covered a lot in here, and it's getting later in the evening, and I think we've covered a lot of the issues we had.
Yeah. I think we'll be fine. We definitely got some tape to look at and go over for sure. Like I said, I got to give 2 shout outs. One absolutely goes to Mateo Ungalalele. That kid was playing with fire today. He had 2 sacks. He was all over the backfield multiple times. Shout out to Mateo. He had a ball game. He definitely deserves the defensive game ball. And our secondary was great. Kobe, I believe, even had the 3rd sack was Kobe. And Jordan Birch was dominating the line. So I just don't think it was really ever a game in question. I just think there's some things that we need to work through this week in prepping for Boise State.
And Johnson had a pick in the end zone.
Yeah, that's the number 3 DB is Johnson.
I was like, I think that's Johnson. He's actually number 3. Duke.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, who's the guy from Houston? That's the defensive back guy.
That's the defensive lineman.
Yeah.
What's his name? I'm sure he's on here somewhere. I'm the one selecting the comments, so you shut your mouth. He's on here somewhere. Most of the chat here is agreeing with what we've said. Is the O line? There's just something not clicking there. So
hey William, I just am seeing that. What happened with Johnny? Do you know? I did not even see that.
Somebody have with Cornelius?
Or are you talking about somebody else? Because I thought Johnny played the whole game. Okay, Bedford. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the Matthew Bedford injury. Yes, I was gonna say, wait a minute, Johnny looked pretty good except for the couple of penalties.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, what? I was going to say, hold on. Yeah, I missed something too.
About ready to text Mom, is Johnny okay?
I was going to say, I watched the whole game. I might have paused it randomly and then come back and just, but I still went through the whole thing. I just skipped forward during the, yeah, some of the O-line injuries are kind of part of our problems, but I think they're going to have to reshuffle the line a little bit. I think they're going to have to find some better spots, maybe for a couple of people. I think they're going to maybe have to put Poncho back at center.
Yeah.
We're going to have to see. Yeah, it's. I mean, the only thing we can do is wait till Boise State, and we're going to see how it goes. But it was not a good game by any means.
No, and I'm sure Johnny will have a better game next week. And a lot of it could have been the heat too, guys. 95 degrees in Eugene in late August at kickoff is not the most pleasant heat index, because that turns into like about 110 on that AstroTurf grass or whatever. So yeah, the heat definitely played some parts. A lot of cramps. But again, we had we were rotating a lot of guys, so that shouldn't have been the issue.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been. I mean, it's opening game, so of course things happen. But hopefully the staff is looking. I mean, they're going to immediately start looking at this, obviously, and working things out. At the end of the day, that's the whole point, and they're going to find opportunities and things to fix, and that's the biggest thing because. Yeah, we can't go on like this. If this is the team we're going to see this year, we're fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to put it nicely. We're fucked. I mean.
Yeah. And like we both said, I don't think that's going to be the issue. Game one was 95 degrees. We really hadn't.
I live in hold on, Tony. I live in Texas. I've lived in Georgia. I've been all over the South. I know what 95 in the South feels like, so don't worry. But they're talking about actual athletes, though.
Fall camp this year, August has been mellow. We haven't hardly had any 90-degree days at all this year. And all of a sudden, the last like 3 days, it goes from 70s and raining to 95 to 100. Just bang, bang, bang. And it's like, the guys haven't practiced in that because we haven't had a real hot August. So I think conditioning did hurt some too. And that's because of the heat conditioning.
And it was just funny because the thing we were not worried about was the strength and conditioning, but weather is different. Weather does impact people differently in teams, especially in full speed.
Yep.
I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I think the coaching staff. Well, we're going to find out with Boise State. That's the key thing, because the staff is going to make some changes, like they did 2 years ago after the Georgia game. They made changes to personnel, swapping stuff. They'll do the same thing here, and I think you'll start seeing the progression. The difference is we started 1-0, not 0-1, as most people have stated. So that's the big thing, is we're on the winning side of things at least already.
We feel like we're 0-1, but we are 1-0.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the key thing. Like you say, a win is a win. It was an ugly win, to say the least. There's no sugarcoating that. I'm not sitting here going, Idaho's the best in the world. We took them out. No, it was an ugly win. Ugly. So, by the way, everyone, thank you for being up late, depending on where you are, late with us here for the post-game show. But we do want to remind everyone here, make sure and come out and check us right here on Tuesday or Wednesdays nights, 9:30 p.m. Central Time for the Oregon Ducks live show. This Tuesday, we will be live, though, Tuesday night. But we're going to go on at 9:15 Central. I did tell Spaz about this I'm splitting the time with him. He said 9:30 or 9 is fine. So I said 9:15, split the time. We're going to have college football with Sam from YouTube live with us on Tuesday night to talk Oregon Ducks and a little Boise State preview. So you guys are going to want to check that out. We will obviously be promoting the show and promoting him, and he can do the same for himself. But Tuesday night, college football Sam will be live with us at 9:15 Central, 7:15 Central, or 7:15 Pacific time to discuss all things Oregon and the Boise State preview. So that should be a ton of fun. He has a good following, so we like to always have all the guests on. And we have some other guests coming on we're working on still, so don't worry about that. But that's Tuesday night, 9:15 p.m. Central. And Spaz, again, any just quick final thought here?
No, I'm doing good here. Hopefully everything gets resolved and figured out over the week. Because you have a little bit of a different opponent coming in next week. So, yeah. Oh, shit. Hang on, Ben. We can't quit.
It's not, it's not happening. I got shit to do. I got shit to do. I'm on a timeline. I've got shit to do.
All right. He's got shit to do. So, we're cutting the post game short tonight. Come see us Tuesday.
It's been an hour. Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Shorts. It's been an hour.
We do 3-hour Sunday night games on a regular basis.
Do I do Lockdown Oregon too? No, we've had Spencer on.
Yes,
we've had Spencer on, and he wants to come back on again at some point. So we're waiting for the right moment. We don't want to bother him. He has called Lockdown College Football too, so he has 2 shows he does. So it's like, don't want to overwhelm him. We do have another special guest though coming up. We will be setting it up hopefully in the next I'll say month and a half, whenever he has the opportunity. And
he's one of the 10 college football announcers
and former Pac-12 college football announcers. He's been around for a couple of decades, so people know who he is. Yeah, he's been around. So we will be getting him on the show. So don't worry, we've got people coming on. So we appreciate you coming on, everyone here. Again, make sure join in Tuesday, 9:15 Central. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel here. Hit the notifications. We appreciate you. And then next week, we will be back right here with the post game after Boise State. And
until next week, guys.
That's it. Have a good one, and we're going to try to recover with alcohol tonight and try to sleep off the drama. Oh, God. Quack. Quack, quack, quack.